What's the most unacceptable thing your child's daycare ever did? It was a slow Monday afternoon when I saw 5 police cars parked right outside my daughter's daycare. My stomach sank. I hurried towards the entrance, where I was greeted by an officer who escorted me to the staff room where the other parents were waiting. I nervously asked him what was wrong, but he said he couldn't give out any information, just told me he was sorry. When I walked in, I saw every single parent looking just as worried as me, with 4 officers and the daycare owner Linda standing at the front. Linda waited for everyone to gather, then stood up trembling and broke the news. Turns out, someone had been taking inappropriate pictures of our kids during nap time. Chaos erupted instantly, some parents tearing up and others standing up to shout questions at Linda. One of the dads even had to be apprehended by the police after he started getting violent. It took the officers a few minutes, but they got us all settled down and said they were conducting an investigation. They told us they would have more news in a few days, then sent us home and told us not to contact them first. I felt sick. The silver lining was how happy my daughter got when I told her she was staying home with me the next day. We baked cookies and sang karaoke, but nothing I did could take my mind off it. A few days later, we were finally called back and told to come down to the daycare. When I arrived, me and 5 other parents were instantly brought into separate rooms. There, we were told that they discovered something even more horrifying. The pictures that were taken weren't for personal use, they were being sold online. I wanted to puke, but before I could, the officer broke even more news. He said the reason the 6 of us were singled out was because it was our kids specifically who seemed to be targeted much more than others. My heart rose. I looked around, and that's when I realized that me and all of the parents in the room had something else in common. We were all the parents of special needs kids who always played in a separate room during playtime to avoid overstimulation, and only certain staff members had access to this room. I remember telling this to the officer, and he reassured me that they are fully aware and investigating. Fast forward a couple of hours, the officers gathered everyone in the staff room once again, but this time, Linda wasn't present. One of the officers stood up front and announced they had caught and already arrested the man responsible. When I heard his name, I felt my world stop. It was Ben, Linda's teenage nephew, the guy who babysat my daughter alone many times, the guy who brought her baked goods every time he came to visit. I never saw Linda nor Ben ever again, but Linda did publicly disown him, and before shutting down the daycare, she liquidated it, then used all the money to compensate the families her nephew hurt.